Wrestling Rundown, episode 88. Last week, the midweek was a little bit weird. We had to go to multiple sources, but I guarantee you nothing weird is going to happen on the midweek. Kevin, what are you doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Welcome to the midweek wrap-up. I don't know what that was.
Hey, but we're going to start with Main Event,
We are
which
indeed.
opened up with another random, seemingly put-together tag team match.
We had Zack Ryder and Neville taking on the team of Tyler Breeze and Stardust. Still a fantastic match.
Yeah.
Good chemistry for all four guys.
There's a lot of talent in that match.
Yeah, a very talented tag team match. Zack Ryder and Neville would pick up the win. Zack Ryder would actually dive over the ropes and take out Tyler Breeze, leaving Neville to hit a super kick and the Red Arrow to beat Stardust.
It's a really fast Red Arrow.
Yes. Yeah, he had some extra speed when he jumped off that top rope.
Yes.
We had a rematch from Monday Night Raw where Paige actually ended up evening the odds between her and Summer Rae.
Thank God.
Summer Rae coming out with a weird promo saying that while all these girls were doing the Divas Revolution, she was out here beating them all. I'm pretty sure you were writing Rusev for the beginning, for all of the Divas Revolution, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I feel like by the time the real portion of the Divas Revolution started, that she was basically getting written off.
Yeah. It was like
anything.
It was the end of the Rusev thing, very brief Tyler Breeze thing.
I'm wondering if we were missing stuff on Superstars.
That has to be it, because we don't watch Superstars, because it's on Friday, and it just throws off our fucking schedule. But Paige would end up picking up the win. She, like Neville, would hit a super kick on Summer Rae after blocking her leg lariat, and then locking the Scorpion crosslock, to get Summer Rae to tap out.
Yeah.
I mean, the Social Outcasts come out and complain that they don't have a match for Fastlane.
Yeah, and not only do they not have a match at Fastlane, they also were grabbing about the fact that the New Day aren't defending the tag titles at Fastlane.
Yeah, because we know the New Day are going to be on the Cutting Edge Peep Show with Edge and Christian.
Yeah, they're not going against the Usos, they're not going against the Ascension, they're not going against the Dudleys, they're not going against the Social Outcasts.
Yeah. And the New Day were like, well, you guys think you deserve a shot at our tag team titles? Like,
maybe they do.
What have you done? Like, are any of
they beat the Dudleys?
Do any of you know what it's like to be champions? Actually, yeah, they do, because Bo Dallas was NXT champion. Curtis Axel is a former Intercontinental champion, and Heath Slater is, I believe, a 2-time tag team champion. Both with John Cena and Justin Gabriel
With John Cena?
Yeah. Remember
David Otunga was with John Cena.
Was David Otunga with John Cena? I try to forget him.
No, I think it was both times with Justin Gabriel.
Oh, okay. Anyway, they do know what it's like to be champions, except for Adam Rose. Sorry, Adam. But
He's the champion of our hearts.
Yeah. This ended up turning into a 6-man tag. Bo Dallas was on commentary, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Bo Dallas.
Please, could we have more Bo Dallas on commentary?
Bo Dallas needs to be the voice of the Social Outcasts on commentary.
Yes. I mean, I honestly believe that he should.
You believe.
I do. I
believe.
I believe and I believe that he should do commentary a lot more often.
Yeah. The only time he left commentary was to join in the victory lap with the other 3 members of the Social Outcasts.
Yeah, he totally didn't try and get up and distract the referee at the end of the match.
Oh, no, not at all. Actually, he did. But it didn't work.
Slander. Lies and slander.
Curtis Axel would
Bo
try...
Dallas is an angel.
Curtis Axel would try to take advantage of the distraction from Bo Dallas and do a O'Connor roll on Xavier Woods, but Xavier Woods would reverse it on Curtis Axel, pull the tights, and the New Day would pick up the win.
Ah, what a cheater.
So I'm hoping this turns into another 6-man tag or a tag team title match at Fastlane on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because if it does, it's fantastic. And we were talking about it during Main Event. If the Social Outcasts get involved with the Cutting Edge Peep Show with Edge and Christian and the New Day, could be the best comedy spot WWE has done in years.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. But let's move on to NXT.
Next.
We open up with an 8-man tag team match where Enzo, Cass, and American Alpha take on the Mechanics and Blake and Murphy.
It's weird. We had like a 4-person tag team match and like a 6-person tag team match. Now we're having an 8-person tag team match.
And I believe this is the last tag team match on the midweek wrap-up. So, no more from here on out.
No,
but this was
JK.
fun. We started off with Gable just pissing Dawson off.
Yeah.
Out wrestling him, and Dawson getting the ropes. Get him off me!
Gable has that effect on a lot of people.
Yeah, Gable's just too good at what he does. But this
Maybe he's the best in the world?
No. Jericho invented that. But I think Gable could out-wrestle him. This broke down real fast. We actually had all 8 guys get in and just start fighting.
Yeah.
And so referee had to try and get order in this just chaotic situation. And then, I mean, there wasn't a lot in the match. It was, I mean...
Yeah, they ended up picking out Gable and making him the whipping boy.
Yeah, and then we had the hot tag to...
JJ.
Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan just ran rampant through the heel team.
And Cass helped.
And then Cass and Jason Jordan had this intense, like, how intense can we be? And they just yelled at each other. Suicide. But, okay, so it all kind of breaks down.
Out-Kurt-Angle each other.
Blake and Murphy are on the outside. Cass ends up throwing Dash out onto them. Dawson ends up getting hit with the assisted back suplex. Gable is pinning, but Dash is able to get back in and break it up. That doesn't last long because then he gets tossed back out of the ring. We get the tag to Enzo Amore, and we have Enzo and Cass hit Air Enzo on Dawson again, picking up a win for the babyface team.
Yeah, that shows you, though. It took 2 tag team finishers to put down the Mechanics.
Dawson specifically.
Yeah. So what you got, suckers?
They're just too good.
They're too damn good. Like that.
We had Deonna
Deanna
Purrazzo. You messed up. We had Deonna Purrazzo talking to the backstage guy. I don't know who it is.
It wasn't a guy I've been getting used to.
No, it's a new Hispanic guy that's on there. He looks kind of like Rich.
It's a new Rich Brennan,
but it's not Rich.
It's like they really liked having Rich around.
Yeah.
So
like,
when they got rid of him,
can we get another Rich?
When they moved him up to like SmackDown, they're like, we need another Rich. Can we get another Rich here?
But no, he's asking Deonna Purrazzo because she's getting another shot against Asuka, and the last time they went against each other, Asuka knocked Deonna Purrazzo out.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: she doesn't fare as well as she hoped this time around either.
No. But she ends up getting interrupted by Dana and Emma. Dana and Emma just kind of like, we couldn't beat Asuka, so what makes you think you're gonna? What makes you think you're so good? And do you think you even have a chance? Blah blah blah. Deonna Purrazzo didn't have a chance. She did do a really good job of pissing Asuka off by punching her in the face.
Pissing Asuka off the fa.
Yeah, Asuka didn't take too kindly to that and proceeded to whoop the shit out of Deonna Purrazzo and finished off with 3 back fists and a spinning roundhouse kick to knock Deonna Purrazzo out. Again.
This time she pinned her, though.
Yeah, she actually pinned her this time. It wasn't considered a knockout.
The one thing I did appreciate is the fact that she let her escape the Asuka lock.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, she got the the chicken wing and the crossface on it, but wasn't able to drop down. But then that's really what set up the and the roundhouse kick. So. I think we might be seeing Deonna Purrazzo getting closer to signing an actual contract.
Well, I think she's one of the developmental girls.
She's been doing indie shows.
Has she?
Yeah, she does indie shows all the time.
Well.
So.
Who knows? Not me.
Me either. We had Eva Marie and Nia Jax talking trash to Team Babe Mella about how they sent a message to them last week and that Nia Jax saying that if she had won or if she had been in the Divas Battle Royal, that she would have won and taken the championship away from Bayley. But this is all setting up for a tag team match that we are going to get next week.
Yeah, because it's Eva Marie and Nia Jax going to get their butts whooped.
I hope so.
By Baymella.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Then we had Kevin Hawk's favorite wrestler of all time, Alex Riley, showing up to take on the Perfect 10.
I am really close to throwing something at you.
But it's okay, because he went against the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. And, Alex Riley's been on this tear. He's pissed off at everybody.
He's been on this tear where he's on a one-match winning streak.
It's Alex Riley. They like to try and push him. And I actually thought, okay, we're going to see Ty Dillinger get jobbed out to fucking Alex Riley.
The world's most dangerous knee lift.
But we were wrong, because Alex Riley would end up trying to go for a full Nelson slam, probably. But Ty actually dropped down to his butt and rolled Alex over into a victory roll and picked up the win over Alex Riley. And we were super happy.
I celebrated.
Yeah.
I went out and shot some guns and stuff.
No, we didn't. He's lying. Wait, did you shoot guns without me? You
No.
Son of a bitch. We had Finn Balor make comments on the main event, which is deciding the number one contender to face him at NXT TakeOver Dallas. He says that both guys have a lot to bring to the table, and it really doesn't matter to him, because he's just going to show whoever wins why he's so good at what he does, which is retain the NXT Championship. Speaking of people wanting to be in the title picture, before we went to our main event, we had Baron Corbin actually go into William Regal's office and demand, not necessarily demand, he asked William Regal, he gave William Regal one more chance to put him in the match.
Yeah.
And Regal's like, that's not going to happen. And he's like, what was the line he said? He said, I believe in an eye for an eye, especially when it comes to stealing.
Yeah.
So...
The fuck does that mean?
Post in the comments if you know what that means.
Nobody stole anything from Baron Corbin. Unless there was a deleted scene that we won't see until we get the box set.
It'll be on NXT Volume 7. Spoiler alert, Corbin doesn't come out during this main event match.
But that's the only thing I thought it could have meant.
Was that he was going to get involved?
Yeah.
Well, he did not. We had Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn in
a hell of a match.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was good. It was one of the matches in the midweek wrap-up that kept my attention the whole time.
Yes.
And it felt like a legit main event.
Yeah.
Which I like, because sometimes on NXT the main events don't feel quite like legitimate main events.
Yeah.
And we get used to it too much on Raw and SmackDown, when the last match on a Monday Night Raw is something like Big Show versus Braun Strowman that ends with like an interruption ending.
Yeah.
It's weird matches like that, where this actually felt like it was legit, like this could have been a main event, not even at just NXT, but on a TakeOver, because they brought it really hard.
Yeah, Sami Zayn was clotheslining the shit out of Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I noticed he's really playing up the clothesline since he come back from the shoulder surgery.
Yeah. He's got a reinforced shoulder. He's got to
throw
them arms a little more. Unfortunately, we didn't get the closure we were looking for in this match.
In fact, we didn't get closure.
Samoa Joe tried to go for the Muscle Buster. Sami Zayn was able to get out of the Muscle Buster, hit the Huluva kick in the corner, and as he fell on top of Joe, he fell too far where his shoulders were down, and Samoa Joe's shoulders were down.
And Samoa Joe had Sami Zayn draped across him, but he also had an arm over Sami Zayn's left shoulder.
Yeah. And Drake made the pin, and then didn't know what to say. And Regal's like, I need a number one contender. And he's like, it's a draw.
At this point, if I was the referee, I would just make somebody up. I need a number one contender, and Drake should just went like
Samoa Zayn.
Me? Could I be the number one contender?
Did we need to drag this out another week?
Apparently. Maybe they just didn't realize how much time they had between now and TakeOver Dallas.
Holy shit, WrestleMania is really long ways away. What do?
We need to determine the number one contender. Alright, let's do it in this match. Fuck, we still have like 6 weeks.
Okay, let's do it in this match. Fuck, we still have like 5 weeks.
We've got too much time. Too much time on my...
So
it was like NXT was like, yeah, things are going good. Cool 8-man tag, cool Divas match, cool promos.
Awesome match. Yeah. Fizzle. So another rematch next week. Don't know. Moving on, we have Lucha Underground. This was a good episode.
Yeah, and it had a tag team match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it did.
6-person tag team match. 6-person intergender tag team match.
Yeah, because Evilise wanted a rematch, or wanted a match against the Disciples of Death, and they wanted to take back the Trios championships, but Katrina said they had to beat another trio in order to get a shot.
She basically said, bitch, please know your role.
I like the fact that she said in her temple there are no guaranteed rematches.
Yeah, no automatic rematch.
So that's awesome. Changing the game up a little bit, which is good. So Evilise, Son of Havoc, and Angelico ended up going against the Crew and Chavo Guerrero.
I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
I kind of wish, like, Cisco was the member of the Crew that got killed off.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that for a second.
All right. I want to pay special attention here to what Matt Stryker said during the entrance.
I didn't hear what he said during the entrance. It was during the match, is what I heard.
Yeah. Is that he mentioned, Chavo Guerrero has a great wrestling lineage, and he's known for deceitful tactics and, having other people do his dirty work in the temple. And then he goes on this whole spiel about how he thinks Cisco is the most dangerous member of their trio. About how Cisco apparently was homeless or something prior to going to the temple, and the temple is where he eats and sleeps and trains, and that's how he fights for his place in the temple, because that's what the temple is, the only thing he has. And then there's Cortez Castro, who comes to the ring with a stick.
Yeah.
That's literally the line he finished it. And then there's Cortez Castro, who comes to the ring holding the stick.
Now, let's put this into perspective here. Chavo is a Guerrero.
Yeah.
Guerreros are dangerous.
Yes.
That's wrestling royalty right there.
Yeah.
Cortez Castro, before every match, is armed with a Singapore cane, which is not fun to get hit with.
Yes.
He always has that motherfucker. And now, granted they don't know this on TV, but we know it, he's a cop. He's got some special training. He can break you in like 20 different ways if he wanted to.
I don't know about that. He's a cop. He's not a special forces agent.
But they're still trained to take people down.
My theory is that somewhere hidden in the temple, he's going to have a nightstick. He's going to have some mace. He's going to have some handcuffs.
So he's got extra weapons. What the fuck has Cisco done? He helped choose that Matanza killed Bale. That's what he did.
Yeah, so fuck you. I wish Bale was back.
Anyway,
like the boy.
You actually said that. You were actually saying it. You wanted Bale back in the crew.
I want Bale back.
Well, he's dead.
I want Aerostar to go back in time and make it so Cisco.
Cisco's the one that gets killed by Matanza.
Yeah.
No, this match was great, though. It's good to see the fact that Ivelisse is healed and she's actually able to get in on the action. All three members of Team Havoc were just on point in this match.
Yeah.
Just everyone had some great spots, but the finish went to Angelico. We had a triple dive where we had Ivelisse jump from the second rope to the outside. We had Son of Havoc do an Acai moonsault to the outside. And then we had Angelico dive over the top to the outside. He would actually throw Cortez Castro back in, step through the ropes, and do like a springboard off the bottom rope into a kick to the face, knock Cortez Castro down, go to the top rope, hit a double stomp, and Team Havoc Dysfunction and Angelico Ivelisse won.
Yeah.
A fantastic.
The former champions.
Yes, the former trio champions. Then we had Chavo get in the face of Castro and Cisco at the end. You know, like pretty much blaming them for losing. And we had Tejano run Chavo off and beat the shit out of the other two.
Yeah. Chavo had used them as meat shields.
Yes. So we're probably going to be getting a Tejano versus Chavo match somewhere down the line. But speaking of Cortez Castro, Joey Ryan would be giving him shit in the back. He's like, we're supposed to be here in the temple pretending to be luchadors, and you're not doing a very good job at it. So if you want some pointers, you should watch me as I make quick work of my opponent in my debut match, which is next. And so Joey Ryan comes out in all Joey Ryan fashion. And he gets to go against Cage.
Oh, fuck. He didn't look excited.
No.
Let's be real.
Let's be honest. I don't think many people get excited when they're like, I get to go against Brian Cage. I dropped my phone.
I get to go against a machine.
It's not...
It was a good match, though.
It was. Even though Joey Ryan was severely outsized, he had some great moments, and he actually had Cage down for quite a bit of the match.
Which is something you don't see often. And
especially in Lucha Underground.
Yeah, and one of the things I liked about it is that they talked about that the reason Cage was on the defensive was his own... it wasn't even the fact that Joey Ryan was out wrestling Cage or was stronger than Cage. It started when Cage went for a spear in the corner and went through the ropes and hit his shoulder on the post.
Right. And
so it was actually Cage's own momentum that stopped him. And
that's a lot of momentum because that dude's huge.
It was a really good match and a good opening showing for Joey Ryan and Lucha Underground. We know that Joey Ryan's good.
It's nice to see the PWG boys tearing it down in Lucha Underground.
Get the shout out, Reseda.
But Joey Ryan actually being billed from Reseda, California. That's cool. Cage ends up picking up the win, hitting Joey Ryan with a screwdriver, which is a fantastic finisher for him. It just makes him look all the more dominant.
Yes, it's a stalling suplex into a sit-out pile driver.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. And then as he's celebrating, he gets attacked by Johnny Mundo, but this fails real quick.
Yeah.
Johnny Mundo spears him, punches him a few times, tries to go for the end of days.
Go for the end of the world.
Or end of the world. He's not Baron Corbin.
No.
No, tries to go for the end of the world, and then Cage is like, you know what? I'm done. Knocks him down.
He literally yoinks him.
Ends up picking him up, setting him up in an interesting way for Weapon X.
Yeah, he picked him up off the ground and just straight over his shoulders.
Like feet first. Just picked him up and was like, all right.
He's not gonna flip him. He's literally gonna pick him up all the way.
Yeah. Woo. And laid Johnny Mundo out with Weapon X. Good luck, Johnny. Because that's actually next week's main event. Will be Cage versus Mundo.
I'm excited for that.
So we look forward to that one.
I like seeing Cage as a babyface.
I do too. I think it suits him a little better, especially in Lucha Underground. Especially with his athleticism is just it's hard not to get hyped for Cage.
Unlike some people, Mojo Rawley.
Who?
some guy that wants everybody to get hyped over.
Yeah,
He ain't Cage.
so we had Rey Mysterio training with El Dragon Azteca Jr.
Yeah, he's making him his bitch.
Well, he's young. He's still learning. Giving him the history that apparently Dario Cueto and El Dragon Azteca's father were actually business partners at one point.
And they wanted to align the
Seven Tribes.
The 7 tribes, or make them fight again. Or
Yeah,
something.
they wanted to bring back the battle of the 7 tribes.
There's a weird clip of like Aztec warriors fighting in a modern-looking wrestling ring.
Well, the thing that they decided is they were going to find the descendants of the ancient tribes, and as opposed to having them battle as warriors would have way back when, he was going to do it in a luchador setting, and putting them in the temple. But eventually, Dario's obsession took hold, and he pretty much banned El Dragon Azteca from ever. I guess that they came up with an agreement where they would never be in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, they would never enter each other's space, basically.
Right. Because it pretty much sealed the fate of the other one if they did, which is why El Dragon Azteca died last season. And so I think we kind of got the answer, because we know that the gods were supposed to come back in the form of a man, and I think we kind of got the official confirmation that it is Matanza. Yeah. Matanza is the
Matanza Cueto.
Yeah, he is the physical form of the old gods coming back and wreaking havoc on the 7 tribes. So now Rey Mysterio is trying to get El Dragon Azteca Jr. to find a way to reunite the 7 tribes. So that is the current storyline. We still haven't seen the debut of El Dragon Azteca Jr.
Or Rey Mysterio.
Or Rey Mysterio. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm curious now of where this is going to go. Because this could either be potentially really cool or super campy and too dorky.
I'm okay with campy. I think it might end up turning into some sort of Supernetico match. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be neat, but I'm trying to figure out who would be on what sides at this point. Cause
well, if you've got, if Dario ends up coming back with Matanza and maybe aligning himself with Muertes and Katrina,
I don't think that's going to happen.
No?
I don't think so, because they're very opposed against each other during the entire first season. Katrina and Dario Cueto didn't get along. I mean, she tried to choke him out at one point.
That's true.
There's no love lost between them, so
yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait.
I don't see it happening.
We would have to wait and see. But our main event is Prince Puma taking on Pentagon Jr. for the first time. A one-on-one match between these two in Lucha Underground. And
it was good.
It was a hell of a showing.
Yeah, it was kind of cool because it reminded me a lot of the Joe Zane main event on NXT, where it was a really cool, it wasn't considered necessarily a number 1 contenders match. No. Or any kind of cool stipulation or anything like that put on it. But it was a hell of a match. It felt like it meant something.
Oh, and it still kind of was, in a way, a number 1 contenders match, because these are like the 2 top guys in Lucha Underground, and the one that comes out with the victory is, I guess, more so guaranteed the next shot at Mil Muertes. And yeah, Pentagon got real cocky in this match, which ended up being his undoing, because he was in control for a lot of it, but then he'd take too much time. Puma would end up making a comeback, but Pentagon ends up hitting his package pile driver, and instead of going for a pin, he tries to add insult to injury by putting Prince Puma in the Mexican surfboard, and then dropping him back into a pinning position, but not realizing that his own shoulders were down. Prince Puma actually bridged up on the back of his head to where the only shoulders that were down were Pentagon Jr. So Puma ends up picking up the win. Pentagon gets real pissed off, knocks out Marty Elias, and then tries to go after Puma. Puma ends up knocking him down with a big old spin kick and threatens to break his arm the way Pentagon Jr. does to a lot of people.
I really wish, like, this is a spot where it would have been beneficial for the commentators to call back to something that was done in a backstage segment. Unlike WWE, the commentators don't mention the backstage segments. They're it's very movie-esque, so you have to assume everything's happening all in one fluid timeline.
Yeah,
they're not watching what's happening backstage.
Yeah, the backstage segments aren't broadcast for anyone in the temple. It's just for us.
So I feel like this would have been a good time to call back to that, because when Katrina was talking to Puma about Conan, she made the comment about, this was last week, making the comment about if Puma would end up making a sacrifice to his master.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of almost like, oh, he would do that for Conan because of whatever reason.
Yeah. I did like the fact that Vampiro got real antsy at this point, because he looked like he was about ready to bum rush the ring and actually save Pentagon Jr.
Yeah, and I mean, he was really very vocal in his displeasure for the way Pentagon was wrestling the match.
Right.
Taking his time and being cocky, and like, you know, he was saying things like, oh, he's reverting back to where he was. He's not wrestling the way we talked about and stuff like that.
But yeah, Puma ends up just kind of ends up saying something to Pentagon, which we couldn't hear, and Vampiro was very interested in what he said, but ended up letting Pentagon go and just kind of sit there and think about the position that he was ultimately in. So where this heads, we don't know, but we finished Lucha Underground off with the return of Sexy Star. She's stumbling through the temple. She's making her way through the hallway, and she ends up running into the Mac.
Looked like the bitch been roofied.
And the Mac's like, whoa, where have you been? Like, what is wrong with you?
Who did this to you?
And the only thing she's able to say, she finally says moth. And the Mac's like, what? I will kill him. And she goes, no, not him, her. And then we get... I love the look on the Mac's face.
Yeah, because for some reason now, like, I like the idea that she's running away, and then when she gets stopped, the person who we're assuming now is chasing her is somehow on the other side of her.
Well, no, so what it is, because we had this segment a couple weeks ago, this is something that we actually didn't talk about because we ended up missing this part, is that Marty had her in, like, his living room, and said that she was pretty soon she was gonna go back to the temple, but she was going with Marty and his sister. So pretty much what they're playing cat and mouse with her. They're letting her run around, but they're going to stay in control of Sexy Star. So it was like Sexy Star was probably running from Marty, not realizing that she was, you know,
Mariposa.
Yeah, is that her name?
Mariposa.
Yeah, she hasn't actually been named on the show yet. So. But yeah, so yeah, she runs into the Mac, and when she says, not him, her, and Mac gets this, like, and we get, like, this flashy, like, camera effect, and then it ends. Yeah. So, I'm guessing, and I'm probably right, that we're looking at a intergender tag team match with Mariposa and Marty the Moth taking on Sexy Star and the Mac. There's a lot of M's.
I dig it.
Sexy Star is the oddball in this match. But that is it for the midweek wrap-up. We had some fun. There was some good stuff.
We had some good times. We had some bad times.
We had some disappointing times.
We laughed, we cried, we peed ourselves a little.
You need to go.
No, that was all while we watched Deadpool yesterday.
Yes, it was. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Comment about what your favorite part of the midweek wrap-up was.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on the Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe ending? Do you think they're dragging it on too long? Do you think this is good build? What do you think? Post down in the comments. But be sure to check out all those links.
There's a lot of them.
There's links down there to Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Reddit, 2 emails, and a podcast. If you don't
Kyle Medias.
What?
So Kyle Medias. I've been reading it recently about how the SoCal Medias can help us reach out to our fans.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
No?
No.
Things like Facebook and Instagram.
Social medias, you dumbass. So Kyle?
Yeah. We'll see you there.
Check out all of the social medias that we have down there where you can get links to. You get reminders when videos go up.
I feel like that would have worked way better if I hadn't said social medias on almost every other fucking time we talk about the links.
Yeah. Fucked it up. Check out all the links. Facebook.
Sorry, I'm so damn smart.
You get posts from a bunch of different wrestling sites and stuff. Check out the post about the Cruiserweight World Tour that we're going to be getting on.
Yeah, well, it's all going to be happening from Full Sail.
Yeah.
It's a 32-person Cruiserweight tournament that's going to be happening in July.
Yes.
So hurry up, July.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about it more tomorrow.
I'm pissed off at February for having an extra fucking day in it this year. So that's keeping us from July.
Yeah.
Also, quick note, because sometimes we do a little news notes on midweek wrap-up. What do you think about the potential of Wade Barrett leaving WWE?
You know, I read that, and that's kind of unfortunate, but it'd probably be a good thing for him. He'd probably do a lot more out on the indies than he would in WWE, because they've tried so hard.
Yeah.
And nothing's really happened with him, so... but yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Wade Barrett and the Cruiserweight Open tomorrow on the SmackDown Rundown, which you'll be able to find that video and all the rest of them up in the playlist. We have a Raw review, we have this midweek wrap-up. Coming up next will be the SmackDown Rundown. Then we'll have Fastlane predictions, because that's coming up on Sunday. And then this Monday, we will have the Indie News.
What?
Yes, the Indie News with a few results, some upcoming shows, and all that fun stuff from the independent promotions of the wrestling world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Booyah.
I'm glad Alex Riley lost.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Alex Riley.